So this year we took a bucket list trip to Bali, and Bali had been on my travel bucket list for the longest time, and of course had to do a trip over to Nusa Penida. Nusa Penida is a beautiful island that's only 35-minute from boat from Bali, so we thought it would be a great idea to just do a day trip. Wake up super early in the morning, take the boat over there, explore the island for a day, and come back. But our expectations were vastly different from the reality, and this is what you need to know before visiting Nusa Penida. First, I would not recommend doing a day trip like we did. The reality is that every single day trip is the exact same itinerary, the exact same 3 to 6 stops on the island, and you're met with others doing a day trip as well, so that every single spot was super crowded. It was probably the most crowded place I've ever been, and in total, I was really turned off by the entire experience.
One thing that was very apparent was just how oversaturated the tourism was for Nusa Penida. If you've ever seen just those videos online of just the Instagram versus reality, this is the best example that you could ever see in the real world, because it was just, a great vista and a great view, but behind all of that was just lines and queues and so many different people. It's insane. I mean, 2 hours plus for a photo, just to wait for a 2-minute photo. So definitely be careful if you do end up going, and just know what to expect.
Nusa Penida is a prime example of over-tourism. It is a very small island in actuality, and they don't have the infrastructure for the amount of people that are coming over from Bali every day. Boats arrive starting at 8 a.m. and most boats leave by 5 p.m. And from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., the island is full of private drivers taking people around to each of the Instagram spots. And that really is the reality of it, was that we were also shuttled around to each spot, just as everyone else in every single spot had an insane number of people.
If you feel like you really need to visit Nusa Penida, we highly suggest staying overnight and not doing a day trip. The reason being is, if you do a day trip, you're gonna be stuck going on the boats with everyone else at the same time in the morning. But if you end up staying overnight, you can get ahead of everyone else by getting there first thing in the morning during sunrise, before anyone's even there, for probably a few hours. And you can really enjoy the beautiful island by yourself, or just the other people who are staying on the island, which I don't think is that many in comparison to how many are just visiting on a day trip from Bali. So take advantage of that if you do really wanna go.
All in all, Nusa Penida is a very beautiful island, but our experience was tarnished by the vast number of people there with us at the same time. The best tip I have for you is to at least spend one night on the island and explore the island outside of the hours 8 to 5. 8 to 5 is when all the day trippers are there, aka us. But outside of these hours, you'll find a beautiful island that is serene and not as crowded as it can be.
Here's the reality of our trip to Nusa Penida.
Good morning, everybody. We are on our way to Nusa Penida for our little day trip. Quite excited to see this place, as all the pictures and videos we've seen about it have been absolutely gorgeous. So really excited to get out there.
Tell me something, it might just take the pain away.
We had booked a private driver for the day, but when we arrived, we could not find our driver, and it looked like other travelers are having the same issue. After waiting about 45 minutes, our driver finally showed up, and he shuttled us from place to place, and every single spot was just insanely crowded with people.
Cause I've been needing you like old-fashioned orange slice, sweet like daiquiri with strawberry crushed ice. Know you like a margarita with the hot spice. Love the taste of paradise. No,
Finally made it to Nusa Penida.
So we are currently in line waiting for one of the famous Instagram spots on Nusa Penida. It's this tree house, and we got here pretty early in the day, but we were number 58, and I would say we've been waiting for about over an hour.
Yeah.
And right now they're about to hit 50, so we have 8 people, but It's definitely a lot of waiting, and there are lots of people everywhere.
Too much hiking.
We tried to make the best of the situation, but we really weren't enjoying ourselves. And even though the views were beautiful, we regret doing our day trip.